Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome to our first Be a GM, and we're using the Calgary Flames. If you didn't know by the episode title, that's right, we're the Flames. You guys voted, and it's the team we're going to use. Now, Be a GM in NHL 16 has changed dramatically, so we're really going to have to kind of work our way through this. It's going to be a much more patient game, and I think you guys are going to kind of enjoy the pace. All right, it's going to take a little bit longer to do some things, but you know what? Overall, I think we're going to get a much more immersive experience. We're going to have a better idea of how good the team is doing at each step. You know, it's going to be kind of like a game-by-game, week-by-week basis as opposed to month-by-month. And that really keeps me more involved. It means that I've got to be a better GM. I've got to make those minor changes as a coach. Things like that, okay? So episode 1 for me is always assessing the team. We're going to take a look at the Calgary Flames, see how they stack up. EA has actually been incredibly generous to them. So we're going to have a look at things. First is the roster, all right? The most important thing is to find out exactly where you stand in terms of your contracts, in terms of how many good players you have, how many first-line players how many second-line players you have. Are you going to be a competitive team? Are you going to be the team competing for the Stanley Cup playoff spot? What is it, okay? So we're going to go to our contracts, and let's list all our contracts. And we'll start with our main roster and our highest overall player, which is going to be Mark Giordano. Giordano, he is 89 overall. Let's look at him here. 89 overall defender. You look at some of his categories, they're fantastic. Shooting categories, they're okay. They're not great. He's not the best shooter in the world. Defensively, though, he's got great awareness, great shot blocking, and fantastic stick checking. They're all great there. Physically, he's good all around. Skating is great, all high 80s there. And his sense is good offensive awareness, which makes him a nice puck-moving defender. He's not a good shooter, but he's a good puck mover. You can see that passing up at 89. All right, statistics. We can see his full career statistics actually now is kind of nice. You can see everything he's ever done. Last year, he put up 48 points in 61 games. He was on pace for fantastic performance. And then the year before that, 47 points in 64 games. So you can see that he's about a 50 point per game player, or 55 to 60 point player in a full season. All right, he has currently no concerns. Good. All right, so that's Mark Giordano. Let's move on. Yuri Hudler. All right, he's a right winger, 88 overall, 5'10", 186 pounds. Great puck skills, pretty good shooting for a playmaker. You know, you get your mid to high 80s. Skating is awesome. He's such a fast player. You'd expect at 5'10". His senses are great. 89 offensive awareness, 90 poise. Defensively, really sound too. His faceoffs are okay for a winger, 70. That's not bad. He can be versatile. Shot blocking isn't great. Stick checking is good at 89, and physically he lacks a little bit. So you'd like to put Yuri Hudler with a guy that's a little bit more physical. Next, we got Sean Monahan. They've been very generous with Sean Monahan. They say that Sean Monahan is better than Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in this game for some strange reason. 87 overall, 6'2", 185 pounds. A good balanced player as you'd expect from a two-way forward. You can see his puck skills. Those are mid to high 80s. His shooting, high 80s. Skating, mid 80s for the most part. Senses, really high in all the senses. His poise is a little bit low because he's young. Defensive awareness, 87. Faceoffs, really good at 80. That's a nice number for a rookie, or for a young kid, I should say. Shot blocking, 84. That's okay for a young center. Stick checking, 88. And you can see his physical category is a little bit lacking. So 4.5, 5 stars in almost every category except for the physical one. Statistics, we could look long-term statistics. He doesn't have many. Nobody's going to have any problems. High locker room chemistry with Yuri Hudler, Chris Russell, and Lance Buma. All right. Moving on. Dougie Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton picked up by the Calgary Flames in the at the draft, actually, from the Boston Bruins, pardon me. He is their elite offensive defenseman. He's got great stat categories. I mean, you look at his puck skills. He's a good puck-moving defenseman. Not only that, but he's got a fantastic shot for a young kid. But he's a big kid, 6'5", 212. 87s almost in every category in skating except for endurance. His senses are good, too. Poise is a little low. We can work on that, though. Great defense. Look at that. 88 defensive awareness, 84 shot blocking, 88 stick checking. Physicality, you know, you're in there, too. And he has no concerns. TJ Brody now. TJ Brody's an 86 overall defenseman. So you can see the defense is very, very strong. Right off the bat, I can see our defense being Giordano and Hamilton. Giordano, he's a right-handed shooter, isn't he? No, he's left. Yeah, he's left. So Giordano and Hamilton are a good combo. And then you got Brody, and then Dennis Weidman right off the bat, another 86. Like, those guys are unbelievable. All right. So TJ Brody, another offensive defenseman, but, you know, his defensive category is also quite strong. Senses are good, puck skills are good, shooting is okay. He's a good puck mover. He's like Giordano in that sense, but his skating is fantastic. The same type of player to Giordano, just not quite as good. Dennis Weidman, you got a defensive defenseman here. Oh no, he's offensive. Sorry, pardon me, my bad. I was thinking of a different guy on that one. Good puck skills. Shooting is a little low again. It's the same type of feeling for the offensive defenseman. Not the best shooter in the world, but he's a good puck mover. His physical category, again, most offensive defensemen don't really have a great physical category, but he'll do okay. He's definitely a good top 4 defenseman. And then we got Johnny Gaudreau, Johnny Hockey as they call him, 86 overall. His shooting is fantastic in the mid to high 80s. Puck skills are amazing. Deking at 94, like that's insane. Skating is high too, like he's so fast. Discipline 95, offensive awareness 90. His defensive category, definitely something to be desired there. I mean, defensive awareness and stick checking are 85. Shot blocking only 72. This kid's strictly offense. His physical category is so low, you don't want to get him near anybody. How's his durability anyway? 85. So he's okay. He can take a hit. Chris Russell, 85 overall. Chris Russell, two-way defender. Again, their defense are stacked. Like this is, we're talking third pairing now. Chris Russell, two-way defender. Good puck skills. His shot is low. Again, we've got no really good strong shooting defenseman except for Dougie Hamilton. Defense is solid, very, very solid there. Senses are really good too. Poise is okay. It's not great for a guy who's 28. It could be a little bit higher than that. I'd like to see 85, but that's okay. And again, not very physical. You're seeing a kind of a pattern here. Michael Frolik, two-way forward, right wing, 85 overall. Good puck skills, decent shooting, not great. Skating is really good. Sense is good. Defense good. Physical, again, not that great. We need a physical player. I'm starting to see that here. Mikhail Backlund, 83 overall, two-way forward. He's 26 years old, so he's got a little ways to go. Maybe he gets to an 84. Maybe. They got him as a top 6 forward, so that means he's a second line, basically. He's kind of good everywhere. His defense lacks a little bit for a third line, because he's going to be a third line center, right? Is here. Actually, he's our second best center. He's going to be our second line center. So I could see us actually needing a second line center, because he's a third line scoring forward. Yeah. He's not going to fill that role very well. Lance Buma, 83 overall, 25 years old. He's a top 9 forward. So he's pretty much at the top of his game here. He's a really good grinder. You know, he's a good grinder. He's got a great physical category. There you go. That's good physical category there. I would like to see a more physical player on our second line. We'll see. Lance Buma, serviceable this year. Absolutely, definitely a good third liner. Joe Colborne. Joe Colborne's huge, 6'5", 213, power forward. Good physical player again. But again, we're playing on the third line here at this point. You know, Joe Colborne. He can shoot too. He's got a decent shot, not very good accuracy. His puck skills are very low. His skating is not that great. It's just his balance. It's a power forward, right? He just brings a big frame to the game. Mason Raymond. You know, we're looking at third line forward here, fourth line forward. They got good depth here in Calgary. I'll give them that. Very good depth. Puck skills, 88 for deking, hand-eye, 83, and 83 passing, 83 puck control. So it's a little bit inflated just because of the deking. His shooting is just average. His skating is fantastic, 94 speed for Mason Raymond. Physical category is crap. Defense is really not that great. And his senses really aren't that great either for a player that seems to be sort of a specialty type player. David Jones now. David Jones, two-way forward. He looks like, two-way forward. He looks like he's rather balanced in all categories. All mid 80s, everything except for the senses where discipline is 90. Everywhere else is physical. He could be a little bit more physical for a two-way forward. Strength's good, but he's not very good body checker. So he's okay. He's okay. He may not. He's not long term, that's for sure. Matt Stajan now. Matt Stajan, two-way forward. These guys are all vets at this point. You know, we're looking at fourth line players at, you know, right here. What's his face-offs like? 75, not great, but you know what? He's good enough for this year, that's for sure. Ladislav Smid, we're really looking at depth defenseman here. Ladislav Smid, a long-time Oiler. He's really not very good at all in this game. His puck skills are terrible. His shooting isn't great. His skating is very average. Senses are terrible. Defense is okay. It says 4.5 stars, but I wouldn't give it that high. I mean, it's okay shot blocking and stick checking, and his physical category is about the best thing he's got going on. 87 aggressiveness and body checking. Joris, really not 100% sure with Josh Joris. two-way forward, 80 overall. Young enough to gain a couple. Face-offs are only 73. He's got somewhere to go. You know what? He's more of a depth forward. Yeah, they got him as a depth forward. Pardon me. He'll be playing in the minors. We got Furland. Nothing much exciting about Furland here either. Grinder. They got him as a bottom 6 forward. There's a high chance for a bottom 6 forward. So we give him some opportunity to play. You know what? He might actually be competitive. Sam Bennett now. Here's Sam Bennett. Elite Sam Bennett. 19 years old. They got him at 79 overall. So he could use a year kind of freshening up in junior. But he's got great deking and puck control already. His skating is okay. Actually, I'm surprised it's not higher than that. But 86, I suppose, is actually quite good for a young kid. Pardon me, I'm yawning. Oh my god. The shooting is not that great either. So he's going to need some time. Mikael Granlund now. Marcus Granlund, pardon me. Marcus Granlund, high potential as a top 6 forward. 22 years old. 79 overall, kind of the same space as Sam Bennett. Especially considering the puck skills, the skating. It's all rather similar between the two, but one has higher potential overall. All right, and we got one more player here. Bolig. Is it Brian Bolig? Brandon Bolig, pardon me, a grinder, 78 overall. Yeah, you know what? He's a guy that's really on his way out. I don't have much use for Brandon Bolig. Okay, let's take a look at in the system here in Calgary. Overall, we got David Shore down there. We could call him up. He's 24 years old. Or sorry, Drew Shore, pardon me, not David Shore. Drew Shore. Pretty good wrist shot, I suppose. Not bad. He's a good 4th line player if we need him. Dave England. You know, this is or Derek. Man, I am absolutely scrapping names today. Names and words today. Depth defenseman. Poirier. Emile. I'm gonna say Emile Poirier. Yeah, Emile Poirier. Not much special here. Top 6 forward, high. I mean, he's got potential. So does Byron. No, he's only 26. He's 26 years old already. Paul Byron. What else do we have for potential players here? We don't have that many great players in the system. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. I just want to have a quick peek through here. Most of our guys have kind of jumped up to the system here. Let's go to main roster. Let's look at goalies. Jonas Hiller, 85. Kerry Ramo, 84. And that's exact. They're already over their prime. If I look at them in the system goalies, we've got Orsho, fringe starter, 82 overall. They've currently got him as a backup goalie, Joni Orsho. So we could trade one of them. And then it's Mason McDonald, pardon me. He's got high potential as a starter, so that's basically 3.5 green stars is what that is. Okay, so that's the team. You guys have seen the team now. Let's go to our... Where are we here? I think I'm going to try injuries on because we're going really slow. I don't need to worry about stopping anymore. So we're going to play with injuries on. I am going to go to manage rosters. Edit lines. Let's do that first, pardon me. Yes, we'll keep that on for now. So Sean Monahan, Yuri Hudler, and Johnny Gaudreau is our top line. Yes. Backlund, Frolik, and Mason Raymond. We got Stajan, Colborn, and Boma, and Furland, Joris, and Jones. Currently scratched, we have Granlund, Mikael Granlund, Sam Bennett, and Brandon Bolig. I think I'm going to send Sam Bennett down. I do want to, I want them to have the opportunity to play. And I want to keep ones, I'd like these guys to play. Marcus Granlund and Sam Bennett. I'd like them to play. So I'm going to keep Brian Bolig. You know what? We'll figure this out. Hold on. We'll make some changes. I just want to show you guys the lineup here first. Yeah, we'll do that first. Let's go to defense. We got Hamilton and Giordano. That's a great tandem right there. Brody and Weidman. Russell and Schmid. Can I look at scratched here? I guess not, probably. Yeah, there's no scratched defense. So we have no defensemen up. And then goalies, it doesn't really matter. We go to the AHL. We're going to do best lines down here. We could call up Drew Shore. Drew Shore would be a good option to call up because he's younger. He doesn't have the same potential. You could also call up Byron, I suppose. Let's do options, best lines down here. So it is like that, and defense here. Okay, good enough. All right, let's back out here for a sec. I am going to go and look at the free agents right now before we get into roster moves. You guys can kind of weigh in on everything here. Free agents. Here we go, trade and improve. Free agents. Who do we have here? overall. So you got Cody Franzen. Like, we can go out and grab another defenseman. What do we have? We got $4.825 million in cap space. So that would eat it up. I'd be looking for I'd like a second line center. But they don't have that. They got a Curtis Glencross here. He's 84 overall. You can't get much there. All right. So we do need that second line center, but it's not available in free agency. Also, I should look at potential. Oh, pardon me. That's not potential. Potential is right here. It's the second one. Thomas, is it Thomas Vincourt? I believe it's Thomas. Yeah, Thomas Vincourt. He's got high opportunity as a top 6 forward. So basically looking at 4 green stars is what Thomas Vincourt is. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all for Thomas. He's 24 years old, so he could, I mean, he's not going to get up there, but he could get to like maybe an 82 as a sniper. That's a good third line scorer, I suppose. Let's look at goalies. Are there any good top goalies? Byzantine, fringe starter they got him as. A bunch of guys as backups. So nobody considered elite here. So that's kind of the roster, guys. I'm going to set my scouting right now, and then we're going to duck out. And you guys can kind of tell me what you think we should do. How should we go about acquiring a second line center? Should we make a trade for somebody? Take a look at our roster, all the players I showed you. Let me know what you guys think. Let's do 1 month here. Pardon me. All right, there you go. And you guys can kind of weigh in. Let me know what you think here. We'll shop around maybe some players, maybe look to improve our team. Are we a competitive team? Are we a rebuilding club? Or are we a fringe team and we're just looking to add a couple extra pieces to squeak into the playoffs? Let me know, guys, okay? I hope you enjoy this series. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a brand new feeling to everything, especially with the morale. So stay tuned. Have a lot of fun with it, guys. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it, and there's going to be a lot of input from you. Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.